what Einstein called the spooky effect. Everybody know what the spooky effect is? Well, Einstein observed that a particle could be in two places at once. Like that. The same thing. And so he couldn't really explain it, but he just called it spooky. But it's not spooky when you think about it. The whole cosmos is actually non-local because it's conscious. A few years ago, there was a journal, physics journal, that published, and it was actually on the front page of Newsweek. It was back in the late 80s, early 90s, where they did a study. And what they were doing is that they were studying photons and shooting them down an area, and there would be an aperture or a window that it would go through. But what happened is that the physicists found that when they thought of where they were going to move, the photons changed course precognitively. In other words, the photons reacted with the thought and consciousness and intent of the physicists. And this was done over and over again and proven. This was published in mainstream physics journals. But people say, oh, well, that's interesting. Well, I don't know what it means. They chuck to the side. This is in the mainstream physics journals. You look this study up. And then, of course, you have people like Dr. Bob John of Princeton Engineering Anomalies Research Lab, the Peer Lab. And back in the 90s, he and I spoke about this. He says, you know, what you're doing out under the stars is sort of in a clinical, experiential way what I'm proving in the lab. And that is that everything is conscious, and everything can react to thought and consciousness.